Omar, shout out Omeezy. This is the worst reason to hate men. Now, if you wonder why I got on all this get up, I'm in the middle of a subathon. That's why you see the timer at the bottom. Yeah, pull up, man. But the worst reason to hate, man. Let's check this out.
Excuse me, bro. Excuse me. I've had a bad day. Can I have a hug?
Nah.
Oh, have a good day.
I'm curious as to how the demographics for this video shake out. Have you ever noticed that on the internet, there seems to be this trend of just hating on men for no reason? You could be watching this harmless viral video of, well, I don't know, say a guy going up to strangers in the mall asking for a hug. And a man doesn't feel the need to give a guy a hug right now. Maybe he's just not up to it, or hell, maybe he just doesn't want to hug a stranger. And all of a sudden, the guy gets classified as being an evil person. Oh, wait, that actually happened. First,
bro, this was so stupid to me, bro. How the fuck are you gonna get mad that I don't want to hug some random stranger I do not know? Nigga just came up to me. I clearly see the homie in the back on the camera. I am having a bad day. Can I have a hug? I don't know you, bro. I was trying my damnedest to like just keep these off my timeline, but Twitter kept pushing them. I don't want to see this stupid shit because anybody's opinion on this is stupid as fuck. This shouldn't have even been a conversation. Oh my god, yo, that was actively pissing me off. I'm like, why are y'all making this such a big deal? If I don't want to hug a random nigga, I don't. Now, if he was asking a bitch that, and she said no, y'all gon', she's such a bitch. Why would she not give? She don't know him. What are you talking about? Tell your kids don't talk to strangers, but when a stranger want a hug, now I gotta hug the motherfucker. Get the out my face, bro.
First of all, let it be clear, I'm a hugger myself, but that doesn't mean a stranger can come up to me and ask for some sort of hug. I don't know you. I don't care if you have 11 million subscribers. I don't care how it's gonna make me look on the internet. I just don't wanna hug you at the moment. And especially with all this sickness going on, you can hear my voice right now, I'm not just out here hugging random people. And this can even be broken down by a race thing, because when it gets flipped, when a black man is asking for a hug or is in some sort of similar social experiment video, it goes totally left. And we'll talk about that more later. Now, I know what you're thinking. Omar, this is probably just one of those made up or fake divisive conversational topic pieces on the internet, but the problem is that these things have real life implications.
Now, everybody was so mad at the way that these black men responded to a random person walking up on them asking them for a hug. And you know who was mad at us black men the most? Black women. One thing I gotta say though is that it felt so good just to see these black women being so kind and so open and welcoming to this white man asking for a hug when we couldn't even get y'all to smile at us. Did y'all just think that we forgot? Y'all were making think pieces for weeks over the fact that black men asked black women to smile, but some random ass white nigga could walk up on y'all and get a hug.
Thank you. Thank you. And shit like that still pisses me off. Don't tell me to smile. You don't know what the fuck I've been going through today. Don't walk up on me, hey, you need to smile more. Absolutely not. I don't know you. Just like the niggas walked up to me, can I get a hug? Absolutely not. I don't fucking know you. Why do you feel like you're entitled to people's emotions and how they feel in their bodies? What the fuck are we talking about? Niggas is not entitled to your body. When it's your body, your choice. They don't gotta make you smile. But now it's not his body, his choice. If he don't want to fucking hug somebody, he ain't gotta do that. Bro, like, bro, actively pissing me off, bro.
If we did that, we'd be a where my hug that ass nigga. Let that have been a random white girl walking up on a whole bunch of black men and us actually giving them the hug. Y'all bitches would have had a fucking Klan rally. One of the main things I kept seeing everybody say is that black men are homophobic, and that's the reason why they didn't give him a hug. Like, as a man, as a human being, if a random person, man or woman, walk up on me asking me for a hug, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? I am too skeptical of people, and people are unpredictable. I have no clue what you're doing. And then you have a camera behind you. Did y'all forget how they keep pranking us black men in the hood? Where they come to the hood and antagonize black men all of the time. How am I supposed to know that this isn't one of those situations?
Now, don't get me wrong. I think that these things are going to be over-exaggerated. We're going to have a bunch of gender war stuff.
Y'all mad at niggas not giving a stranger a hug when folks move around like this. Bro, and that's the thing, bro. Stupid shit like this brings out more dumbass think pieces. More scripted fucking TikToks and scripted fucking reels where niggas can't tell the fucking difference between a fucking script. It's just, oh my god. It's just like dumbass take after dumbass take. One dumb take and one dumb fucking video will bring out the idiots all the time, bro.
stuff. We're gonna have a bunch of race war stuff. We're gonna talk about fragile masculinity. We're gonna talk about how the black man is over masculine and is hyper masculine. All those things happen and are over exaggerated conversations on the internet. And ultimately, people will be lumped into a conversation. Men and black men will be lumped into conversations about how men hate women as a whole, which I don't even know how it gets there, but it always seems to find its way there. But the problem is there are real life implications to these things. And when the double standard shows itself, nobody cares when it's flipped on its head. There's tons of times when women can do the same things that men can do and it's not received the same exact way. And then not only are there double standards, but there's also inconsistent standards. Men are supposed to be perceived as stoic and on guard, protective, you know? So it seems a little strange that a stranger would just walk up to me and I would accept some sort of a hug from him. That just doesn't seem like somebody who is supposed to be really protective of their own body or the people that they're with is supposed to do. And I think the reason that the internet keeps flip-flopping or changing sides or definitions or different things like that is all a way to get people to hate on men even more. And I know I sound like a victim here, but hear me out. It's honestly a big...
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even think it's to hate men even more. I think this is all engagement bait. Niggas, it's to get paid. Let's call it what the fuck it is. It's to get paid, bro. These niggas want to get paid, so they engage in rage bait on fucking Twitter and these dumbass platforms, because the more engagement, the what? More fucking money for these idiots. That's all, I don't think it's a hate men situation. I think it's a hate all people. It's more likely somebody will comment on something they hate than something they like. It's factual, bro. Because even I do it. If I see something I dislike, or if I see a comment that I don't like on my shit, I'm more likely going to reply to the hate, to tell them off, than I do to the love. And that's on me. That's a flaw in me. I need to respond to the love more. But the hate brings something out of you where you sometimes, you know what I'm saying? So it's engagement baiting, bro. That's all it is.
Problem, especially when your algorithm is creating this echo chamber where men can do no right and they can only do harm. I don't think that that's good for the greater good of society as a whole. I don't know if you heard of Sophie Rain, the OF content creator who said she made $4 million a month from OF content. Well, somehow in that conversation they found a way to hate on men, and more specifically black men, saying there's a reason why these type of creators can profit.
What? Nobody talks about doing sex work and finding a newfound hate for black men. What the fuck did black men have to do with that? What are we talking? What?
Fit over black men is because of racism. And look, it gets tiring. And maybe if the think pieces were better, I would entertain them more, because there may be some validity. You can convince me of anything, but the way these people describe stuff is...
They're idiots, bro. They're idiots, bro. They're fucking idiots, bro. Oh my God, they're so dumb. Oh, bro, we have a pandemic. Like, it's a pandemic, bro. There's legit a pandemic, chat. It's the stupid nigga pandemic, bro. Bro, put these niggas, bro, that No Child Left Behind, so they start pushing niggas up. We're getting the back end of that. George W. Bush, that No Child Left Behind, some of them niggas should have been left behind. They should have been left. Fuck. Yo, this is the result of that. No, bro, more stupid niggas on the internet. Bro, it's like, stupid niggas don't think they're stupid, right? Stupid motherfuckers don't think they're stupid, and then they gain access to the internet. Rise of the retired. Thank you. Rise of the retired.
So stupid. And I'm definitely not listening to this person with the big glasses on Twitter who was a victim of being harassed by a certain guy, which that whole situation was stretched, but we'll go down that path maybe at another time. I don't know. And I don't want to focus solely on this being a black specific thing, because the rest of the male delegation has a lot of gripes with women. So I'm going to pass the baton over to them and showcase how women are just starting to hate men for really basically no good reason.
Simply put, if a man tells me that he hates women, I know that he's dangerous. If a woman tells me that she hates men, I know it just because she's been emotionally done wrong. I don't care if a woman says, I hate men. In fact, I encourage her. You should hate men.
Any kind of serious consideration for your thought process that anybody was willing to provide to you is completely out the window. Because now they can actually see that you're nothing but an irrational individual who doesn't truly care about solutions. You just want to spew generalized hate on the internet because Tommy broke up with you in the 5th grade. If you treat every flaw like lava, you'll spend the rest of your life jumping through pointless hoops just to try to avoid them. And if you constantly treat every man like they're the enemy, don't expect your interactions and experiences with men to be sunshine and rainbows. Men are not your enemy.
Dijon kind of cooked up there, and maybe it's because I'm engaged now. Surprise. I feel like I see these things from totally different lenses. If you go out there in this world with negative connotations and feelings, you know, this wall built up around you, you're going to continuously have bad experiences no matter what. There has to be some sort of level of optimism. No, I'm not saying just lower your standards and lower your guard 100%. You still want to do your due diligence to protect yourself as a human from most things like physical violence. But for the most part, a lot of people aren't out there just to harm you, whether it be physically or emotionally. But going out there with this I hate men or I hate anybody's stance is completely stupid. And honestly, it's harmful to your own self, your own psyche, and those that are around you. I think it's interesting when some of these Twitter people, chronically online folks, compare men to things like animals. They're like dogs, something you want around for sometimes. But these are the same people who strive to be a long-lasting heterosexual.
I like men in the same way I like dogs. They're cute to look at sometimes and fun to react to it on occasion. I respect dog owners, but I never want one myself. Women are like cats. They're all perfect and beautiful, and I want them to live in my house so I can feed them. Bro, I actively feel myself getting dumber reading these tweets. You ever felt yourself, like, lose a brain cell? That's how I felt watching the Hawk Tuah podcast. That's what I'm feeling right now as I read that tweet. Right, just be gay. It's like, yeah. Some men are cool, you know, but I'm gay. Just be gay. Like, what is this? What is this? What was this?
Relationships. And no, I'm not going to be that channel that says, well, go join the side of being a lesbian and then misinterpret stats about domestic violence and being a woman. I think that that's stupid. But I do believe that.
No, it's not even misinterpreting because she didn't even say nothing about domestic violence. She just said men are dogs and she likes dogs, but she don't want one to live in her house. But she likes cats and wants to live with a cat. So clearly she's a lesbian. Literally, that's what it says. Like, you're not like, as from a lesbian myself, from a certified bitch getter, you know what I'm saying? Certified, you know what I'm saying? Certified lover gal, you know what I'm saying? Certified, I don't even know what I'm talking about, bro. Bro, that fucking podcast fried my brain. But like, certified box muncher, yeah, exactly. That's what she said. You're not diminishing her what she got going on. That's what she said. She took the long way of saying she's a fucking lesbian, bro.
Harmony, working together, compromise should exist between the genders, the races, the ethnicities, all of that across the spectrum. Because when you walk around with this blind hate towards a certain group of people, you become an ist or you become an phobic. And honestly, we know that those things aren't positive things. But have the internet say it, they'll act as if misandry is something that's not real or a plaything, or hell, even embrace it as if it's something that should be embraced. Now, why would somebody embrace being a misandrist? That's probably the stupidest thing I've ever.
Misandrist? Is that like the opposite of misogynist? I never knew the word. That goes to tell you something. I never knew the word. I never knew there was an opposite of misogyny. Misandrist. I guess I'm using context clues.
I've ever heard in my life.
Every day I come to the realization that I don't think I like men. Not in the way that you're thinking, because I love my boyfriend, but
Like, what's so crazy to me? Chat, look at me. I'm an active lesbian. Like, I would never date a man. Never look, bro. It's hard for me to even tell my friends they handsome because that shit gay. And like, I, as a raging masculine lesbian, do not hate men as much as these bitches, bro. And y'all the ones dating them. There's no way you hate them that bad. You can't hate them that bad. Raging? Yes, I am a raging lesbian, bro. To the core. Until they start doing all that extra shit. Matter of fact, I'm not raging. I'm just lesbian for real. Like, bro, I don't hate men. Bro, listen. I've experienced some shit. I've seen some shit. Yes, there are some terrible men out there. But you bitches be terrible too. That's why I'm glad I'm on the fence that I'm on, because I can see both sides. You bitches is terrible too. I've seen some terrible shit from you bitches. Chat, legit shit. I had a bit. Come to my house. Sleep with me. Leave my house. Go sleep with someone 4 years younger than her. And then come back to my house, because that's where her mama dropped her off at, and think she was going to sleep with me again. Yes, bro. This shit gets deep, bro. I told Shorty she had to sleep on the couch. How old is she? I think I was still in high school. I was a senior. So I was 18, and I think I had just turned 18 and she was 17. She was in her whole phase. You're a senior in high school. Wait, listen. You're a senior in high school. You come over to another senior, 13. Nah, they might have been 14. They might have been 14. So maybe 3 years. But still, you come to my house as a senior to sleep with another senior, right? And then you leave that senior's house to go sleep with a freshman. And then come back to that senior's house thinking you're going to sleep with an... Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That was... Shit was crazy to me. Absolutely not. So they thought I didn't know. Oh, I knew. Simba lore. I give y'all bits and pieces, but like... These bitches are not... They're not all that... You know what I'm saying? These bitches is terrible too. How did I know? How did I find out? She thought I didn't see, like, okay, so she was supposed to just go, she said she was going to visit a friend with my friend. My friend came over while she was at my house. So she was supposed to go visit a friend with my friend. But I seen the text messages on her phone. We wasn't dating, so I wasn't tripping. We wasn't dating. But I seen the text messages, and then my friend told me. You know? My friend literally actively told me what happened. Because my friend couldn't keep her mouth shut. She was a yapper, bruh. So, like, yeah. W friend? Oh, bro, chat. Y'all say W friend, but it's not. It's not. Because even though my friend told me, my friend knew what she was going over there to do. It was like, yeah, I'll take you. So it's like, yeah. Thank you for telling me. But like, oh, Chad, y'all don't know half the lore, bro. Y'all don't know half the lore, bro.
I just don't like men. And for the life of me, I can't figure out why. I don't know if it's because I was born into a family of matriarchs or if it's because I literally see all the shitty things that men do to women. But most men seriously just make me feel unsafe and uncomfortable because why am I taking a hot girl walk? You beep, slowly pull up beside me in your car, stare at me, I stare back at you, and it's not until I start walking away that you start driving away. Like, that's weird. Or why I'm waiting for my Uber and you're not my Uber and you pull up and tell me to get inside your car and I almost did because I thought you were my Uber.
I don't want to get away from people's personal experiences because I think that they are valid. They tell a good story, and there are lessons to be learned from the...
See, now that shit is weird. And it's valid to be skeptical. It's valid to be weary. But it's not valid to hate all men, because you don't hate all men. Clearly, if you have a boyfriend that you don't hate all men. He's a man, ain't he? He got a willy? Yeah, he do. You don't hate all men.
These situations. Like, I don't know. Don't look into getting into a random car. Uber literally tells you what the license plate, color, make, model of the car is before you get into it. So we should probably look at those things before we get into a car. But my serious problem is the generalization of all men, of all people when certain situations happen. Again, there are things for this. It's rhyming with ick, obia, ist, all these things that we think are bad, but yet it's okay when it's for men. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some terrible men out there. I think Myron from Fresh and Fit, who consistently finds ways to humble.
Bro, I've muted the word Myron. I'm so sick of seeing about this fucking racially ambiguous bitch, bro. He's not black. Nigga's Indian. Y'all keep, bro. Stop, please, for the love of God, just stop talking about this nigga and he'll fade away, bro. Stop. If we stop talking about this nigga, he'll fade away into the deepest pits of not being on a platform because this nigga sucks. He can't get the hit. He lost his YouTube check, lost the fucking Twitch check. All you got is Rumble, my nigga. I don't even think they want you on Kick. Let's be for real. Fuck. Never heard of this Chris? The Fresh and Fit nigga, bro. This is Fit from Fresh and Fit. This is him. This is stupid balding bitch.
Women. I was just on his Twitter page the other day because somebody put it onto my feed where he just literally replies to people that take pictures, like women that take pictures. He replies with some of the stupidest and most demeaning and unnecessary comments in the world. But we all collectively point and laugh at that man. And I think there's no problem with calling out the specific men that do those specific things and holding them accountable by saying they are weird. That just like anybody else, if you do a bad, weird, or unjust behavior, we hold that person as an individual responsible and call them out. But again, painting a broad brushstroke would have a bunch of people disconnected from different groups of people because of, I don't know, lumped together personal experiences, stereotypes, and otherwise bad faith content creators on the internet. And then when you get boxed into that algorithm, you get constantly fed that bullshit, which makes you more and more conditioned to believe that men are bad, men are this, men are...
Twitter is just an echo chamber of bullshit, bro. And it's like, even if you try to get away from this shit, like, I've noticed, it's a fucking disgusting tactic that Twitter uses. I've noticed, right? Chat, I will go and mute an account. I'll see a tweet, be like, bro, I don't want this shit on my timeline. So I'll go and mute a Twitter. I'll mute a whole account. But because I interacted with the tweet to mute the nigga, it'll put a whole new version of the tweet on my timeline. Because I interacted with it to mute it. That shit is an echo chamber of you cannot escape it, bro. Every day I'm I'm closer and closer to getting off fucking Twitter and just deleting the shit altogether, bro. High key, the highest of fucking keys. I'm so over it, bro.
Or that, men of the third. And again, if you had credible arguments, solutions, we're working to something bettering the system, then I think that's fine. But when you paint with a broad brushstroke and just say, let's get all these people out of here, then I don't think that's the answer either.
Men don't care about your personality. They don't care about your dreams, your goals, what you want to achieve in life, your likes, your dislikes. They don't care about these things. They care about what you can offer them. They care about if there's something in it for them. That's why men usually don't do things unless they're going to get something out of it. So if a man is going out of his way, doing a lot of things, and you're like, oh my God, he's doing all these grand gestures, he wants something. He's doing it to get something out of you.
People doing something to benefit is something that's exclusive to a man? Oh my gosh. Look, end up chronically alone if that's what you want to do. But please don't continue to create content around these BS subjects, especially when on the backside, when the cameras are off, you are still actively seeking and pursuing and entertaining the people that you still...
Bro, it's not even... Some people deadass do shit for the benefit, you know what I'm saying? But women do that shit too. Women do the same shit, bro. Oh, I'm gonna go on a date with this nigga. Hopefully I can get a meal. Or, oh, this nigga got a bag. Hopefully he can buy me some food. Bro, they do that shit too. You're called a user. I can't stand a user, bro. Cannot.
Hate. And that's why I think makes it worse is because some of these content creators are in relationships, are married, and they're giving this advice to young and unsuspecting people all the time.
If I were 22 today, I would not be dating black men at all. They're too feminine these days for me. I like masculine, go get 'em. I'm gonna pay for that baby type men. Y'all take too long to get y'all stuff together. Y'all want us to pay half the bills and sleep with you? No, can't do that. I'm not saying that other men are better than you. I'm just saying they're more ambitious than you. Others have a financial head start. They are not more ambitious. That's not really true. Seriously, my husband didn't have no head start. He's black.
So let me get this straight. If you were young, you wouldn't do the exact same things that got you into the exact same situation that you're in right now that you claim to be so happy in. It just doesn't make sense, and there's not much consistency behind it. And of course, she might be able to make that statement from the position that she sits in, but she's
like saying at 22 you wouldn't date a black man, right? Saying at 22 you wouldn't date a black man. But saying you're happy with your black man that you possibly dated at 22. So are you happy or not? Because clearly dating the black man that you dated, you're happy, you're in a loving relationship, right? So why would you steer anyone away from that? You will... Oh, God. It's the dumbass epidemic, bro. Get these dumb niggas off the internet. Get them off the internet, bro. Get these internet... Yo, you need a certain IQ to be on the internet, bro. I feel like they need to do an IQ test before you're able to access the internet, bro.
legitimately married and has been married to a black man for a long time. The same men that she's telling you that she would not continue to pursue or that you should not pursue. I quite often find that a lot of people are robotic in these stances on the internet. You know, it's kind of like Order 66 from Star Wars. They don't necessarily know why they're doing it. It's just that somebody from a higher up place or position that they think they want to be in told them to be like this. So then they go ahead and follow suit. They can't really justify with their words as to why they believe in the thing that they even believe. They're just spouting words that they found on the internet.
You just seem very misogynistic, realistically.
What is misogyny? Why are you using...
What are we doing? Like, oh my God.
Using words that you don't even know the definition of.
No, that's not what I meant.
I think you are misogynistic, though.
But what does misogynistic mean, though? Like, just so I know what you're calling me.
Okay, so the reason I said it is just, again, based on the
I think it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't type situation. I think if you are what these women want you to be, then ultimately they'll find reasons to hate you and say that they do hate you because there are differences between you as genders or as you are socialized and brought up, etc., etc. But then on the flip side, if you're not vulnerable to them, if you don't speak to them, if you keep all your feelings bottled up and, you know, just pay the bills and do your job, you'll end up like their grandfather or you'll end up like their fathers that they ultimately don't like because they don't like the way that they treated their grandmothers or their mothers, etc. Man hating is a good thing until you can't find a man to be with you for the rest of your life, and that's what you want. It's kind of like me being anti-education, anti-learning, anti-self-improvement, but wanting myself to make a lot of money and do a job that pays a lot of money. Like, it just doesn't add up. You're going against the grain for the dream that you ultimately do have, and
anti-breathing
will not work for you. And quite often, we don't talk about those 40-year-old women, those 50-year-old women, hell, even the mid to late 30-year-old women who spent their early 20s, early 30s hating men, being this independent, I don't want to be with anybody type of person. And now they're in their late 30s, early 40s, 50s, 60s, and they are miserable people to be around. Not just around other men, they're miserable to be around, full stop, 100%. And hell, I can identify those same men on the other end of the spectrum. You know, the one that used women, objectified them, hated women, didn't want to take anybody serious. And now those are the guys that every Father's Day they go to the bar at Longhorns and are starting to hit on the 20-year-old waitress at 50, and people are trying to figure out, why aren't you at home with your family? Well, because he doesn't either have a family or because his family hates them. Yeah, those exist on both ends of the spectrum. And the common denominator is they spent a lot of their early years hating the other gender and not working to a middle ground or being more flexible or compromising with the other gender to create a long-lasting bond. I think when you sit there and hate the other gender for your rest of your life, I mean, you're just going to end up miserable and lonely. And it is hard to be in a house when you can barely walk, when you are by yourself and nobody wants to be around you, man, woman, or otherwise. Hell, the dog is running away from you at that point.
Hey, I just say abolish all these idiots off the internet, and I think we'll be good, bruh.